Hello loves, welcome to another episode of Big Sister Chats. Today we're going to talk about how to feel better. Before we get started, I just want to say hello. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I know that they actually don't pop up all the time like on the subscriptions feed, so the best way is to subscribe and put the bell notifications on. Let's talk about how to feel better. You may be going through something tough right now. You may be feeling depressed. You may feel a little bit hopeless or easily triggered or down about your life. Let's talk about that. Also, I forgot to mention it in the beginning, but my drink of the day is coffee. In these chats, I encourage you to have your own drink, get you a coffee, get you water, get you something to sip on, because we're just gonna be chatting together. We're gonna be walking through our feelings together, and please let me know your thoughts in the comments as well, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, let's get back into it. So you may be going through a relationship breakup. You may be going through rejection. You may have just lost your job. You may have just failed a class, or you may be feeling down for no reason. You may have it all, but you still feel down about yourself. Or you may be going through just a family situation, like your family at home. The dynamic isn't so positive, it's not so healthy, and you just feel bad about yourself. So what can you do when you're feeling so freaking hopeless? Guess what? You will go through these types of feelings, these types of situations time and time again in your life, and you will get past it, and you will be better than you were before what you were going through. And I am a big believer in change. So it may be, whatever you're going through may be because of you. Maybe it's a bad habit, maybe it's a way of thinking, but I am a big believer in change. I believe that anyone can change into their dream selves. I believe that anyone can grow. And I think and I know that anyone is capable of greatness, and anyone is able to create their life that they deserve to live. To me, first and foremost, you just have to have a good heart. You just have to be a good person. You should be wishing well to others. You should be wanting to help other people and just really have good intentions. Like, that's kind of the foundation, right? If you have any issues that you need to resolve, like if you have like negative feelings towards someone, if you have some sort of resentment towards anything, like of course we have some of that, but if you feel like there's just negative energy in your heart, try to like bring that out and look at the problems you're going through first before anything, okay? Because that's the foundation, that's the basis. It's just being as good of a human being as you possibly can, okay? Identifying your weaknesses, identifying your faults, and going from there. Once you feel like you understand that you're on the right path to becoming a better person, you can start thinking about, okay, like, why am I in the feelings that I have now, and how can I better them? How can I get rid of them altogether? And everything has a reason, right? Like, for example, I can tell you there was a time in my life where I felt like I was the dumbest human being on earth. And I'm just such a hard person on myself in general, but I want to give you an example that you can relate. And I've talked about this in a few other videos too, is especially during undergrad, I felt like I was going to have no future. I felt like I was stupid, that I was lazy, that I was a procrastinator, that everyone around me was better than me because they were doing so well in their classes, because they knew exactly what they wanted to be when they finished college. And meanwhile, I was over there. I didn't really have any friends. I was just very sad and depressed. I really was. And I felt like I wasn't gonna have a future. And whenever I thought about my future, I had such high expectations, and then I kept thinking that I'm so far away from these expectations, I'm so far away from these goals, how am I ever gonna get there? And then that would make me even more depressed. And at that time, I was taking a class, calculus. I hate math, and I kept failing it. I was not able to pass the class calculus. And every exam I would study so hard for, and I would still fail. And that absolutely destroyed my self-esteem. And it's crazy because then I'd look at everyone around me and no one seemed to be struggling with anything. I was there not even able to pass a class, And I felt like I had no future. I felt like, what's the point of this? Like, what is the point of this life? We just go to school, we work, and then what, we're gonna die? Like, I was just in a really negative headspace. And I never saw anything bright. And I never saw a bright future for myself. And like I said, like, if I did imagine a future for myself, it would be like just thinking of extremes, like really huge goals, and then I would have no idea how I was gonna get there. And then I would feel even more sad. So this is to tell you to take it one step at a time. Something my dad told me that changed my life, truly. And one day I was telling him, it was right before, oh my God, I'm getting emotional. One thing about me, you guys, is that I'm a very emotional person. Anything can make me cry, and about things and people that I really care about, I get super emotional. So on this chat, you are welcome to be emotional, but obviously I don't want to sit here and cry. But there's a moment I remember that like changed my life, that really helped me look at things differently. This was right before, I think this was during the second time that I was taking calculus, and right before my final. My dad knew about this. I was so stressed about it. And he told me that, he gave me reassurance basically. He said, whether you pass this class or not, it's not the end of the world. Even though you're struggling now, I believe in you, and I believe in change. I believe that you can pass this class. And I don't remember exactly what he said, but something along the lines of that he really believes in change. That you could be really foundationally bad in school, you could struggle to remember things, but you can still be a good student, and you can still make it to where you're a straight A student. Like, you don't have to fit into this mold that you think you are, that you've created for yourself, okay? So if you label yourself as a procrastinator, I'm here to tell you that I believe in change, and I believe in you. You could be a type A person, and you could change. I believe in change. Because there are some people that will tell you that people are stuck in their ways, people will never change, but I believe with everything in me that everyone is able to change if they want to change. And that really touched me. Like when my dad told me that before my exam, guess what? I failed the class again. I took calculus 4 times. I took the class 4 times. And for the longest time, I let that define me, you guys. I let that define me. I could still let it define me to this day. I could be embarrassed. I could be like, how, like, I could be embarrassed because what idiot fails a class 4 times? I did. I'm the idiot that failed the class 4 times. Then I ended up getting into pharmacy school. I was an straight A student during a good amount of time in pharmacy school. I was very involved. I graduated amongst the top of my class. I got the most awards in my graduation. I got into a competitive residency. I was able to come up from that. I was able to change my mindset and what I thought about myself. So you can change. In high school too, so I was never like a good student in school. Even in high school, ever since elementary school, let me tell you, even in high school, I would get like really low grades, C's, E's, like teachers would like barely pass me. So if there is something about yourself that you feel like you're labeling yourself, like I'm just so lazy, like I'm just so fat, like I'll never be anything else. No, you will, and you can be if you want to. Like, don't let your current situation define your future. Don't let a current situation at home define who you are or your future. Don't let a stupid class define your future. Don't let an exam define your future. Believe in yourself, believe that you're more than that, and believe that whatever you're going through is making you stronger. Because let me tell you, calc, I struggled through it, and I promise you I was not a slacker. Like I told you guys, like I really did not have any friends. I was really going through it mentally, but I was still studying a lot, and I gave it my all. And going through that experience in calc, I think is one of the main reasons why I was able to be so successful in pharmacy school, because I was so afraid of like failing, and I was really on top of everything in pharmacy school because of calc. Because before I was really careless, you know, I really didn't care all that much. I'd like study for things last minute, and I still did in pharmacy school, but I did it in a way that I knew I was going to do well either way. You know what I mean? Like I was way smarter about how I approached it because of my calc experience. And I think another thing that helped me is my studying skills, because I had to really refine. I had to find what worked for me. And that meant that I had to take the class 4 times to find how I really learn, how I really what really works for me in terms of studying. That's maybe the purpose of, me failing 4 times. Like, I had to learn something that I was not able to learn from my other classes. I just had to go through it, and I went through it, and it is what made me the person I am today. And I think it really humbled me too. Like, it humbled me to never judge anyone when they get a bad grade. It humbled me to never judge anyone if they switch programs, if they switch studies, if they drop out of like med school, if they go to med school in a different place. Like, I have some friends doing med school in the Caribbean. I have so much respect for them. I respect anyone who goes after their dreams, no matter what that means. Whereas I know other people would maybe judge, like they'd judge, how are they not in the state that they're in? How are they, like, some people are very judgmental. And I truly think that my experience made me more humble than I would have ever been, because life is hard and everyone's just trying to do their best. And like, this is our first time living, you guys. We're all barely, figuring things out. So that experience taught me a lot. So I want you to think about whatever you're going through now as, okay, it sucks. It really sucks. But guess what? It's going to pass, and you're going to learn from it. You're going to be able to tell your kids about it. You're going to be able to tell other people about it, and you're going to be able to inspire them and to encourage them. Because in reality, like, everyone, I feel like, only shows the positive sides. Because when someone has a fight, when someone fails at something, no one's going to be announcing it. And that's not their fault, but no one is going to be announcing their failures. Like, I would have not posted, oh my God, I failed calc. No, like, I did that on the down low. And only now, years later, after I've grown and seen the value of these lessons, that I'm able to say it confidently. So this is all just to say to, like, trust yourself and trust the process, trust God's process. I have a video about that. Watch it. It's really good. It's a video I made a couple months ago, but just trust God's timing. Everything happens for a reason. If you want to think of it that way, like, everything has a reason. You can be negative and you can say, no, it doesn't have a reason. Life is just horrible. Life sucks. Life is unfair. What is that going to do to you? Like, yeah, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. Life does suck sometimes. Life is unfair. It is unfair. There are people in other parts of the world literally dying, literally losing their brothers, sisters, mothers. There are some people starving. There are people that wake up in physical pain. Right now we're talking about mental struggles. There are people that wake up in physical pain every day. There are people that are losing their parents, God forbid, to diseases. Like, some people are more fortunate than others. It doesn't make your problems or mine any less, valued or any less worthy of attention. I'm just saying that you have free will of how you want to look at this world. And it's really easy to be really negative about it, but I'm here to tell you that that's not going to do us any good to be negative about it. Because there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is, if you want to think of it, there is a positive side to some situations that you may be going through. Whether you realize it now or not, I'm just here to encourage you to keep going through whatever it is you're going through, and to trust yourself and to trust that something better will come, especially if you work for it, especially if you put in the effort, if you put in the right intentions, the right energy, it will come to you. And I'm saying this with all of my heart. Also, something I want to talk about is that what we're going through right now, like, it's not a forever thing. Like, the pain that you feel now, it's not a forever thing, and it will pass. That's something that got me through a lot of hardships in my life. Like, there are some points in my life where I was, like, really freaking depressed. Like, really, like, as depressed as can be. Really depressed, really hopeless. Just feeling bad about myself, being really hard on myself. And just feeling a lot of, like, pain. Like, just really feeling a lot of pain. And I, like, to the point where I didn't want to do anything, and I almost couldn't do anything. But I remember distinctively, like, something that kept me going is the thought of, okay, this pain that I'm feeling now is temporary. It will pass. I have to keep going. I have to keep going for myself, because I want to give myself the chance to live out to my potential. I want to give myself that chance. And if I do make it, if I do give that chance, and if I do succeed at what I think my potential is, that would be so inspiring for my future daughter. Like, these are literally the thoughts that I would have, you guys, that would keep me going. Because sometimes you really do need to talk to yourself like that. Sometimes what you're going through may be so hard that you need to talk to yourself like that, because nothing else will make you feel better. Nothing else. Like, you can buy yourself something, you can treat yourself, you can go out. Nothing will make you feel better other than talking to yourself like this, because if you know, you know. What else can you do to make yourself feel better? Well, there are a lot of things you can do. And I want you to think of it like that. Like, if you're feeling bad, just be like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? I want to ask you a question. You, yes, you, listening to this video. When was the last time you went out to walk, just to take a walk, without playing on your phone, but like went on a 30-minute walk and you just listened to the birds chirping, been out in nature, enjoyed a nice weather, and just had 30 minutes to yourself? When was the last time you did that? For me, it's probably been a year, and that's really good, actually. A year is really good. So when was the last time you did that? Let me know in the comments or message me on Instagram. We can have a conversation. If I don't think about these things, I'll never do them. So I'm here to remind you, write it down, make a note, something. Go on a walk. Go on a walk and maybe have your phone on you, but try not to touch it. Don't listen to anything. Don't listen to music. Don't listen to a podcast. Like, just go on a walk and think about the things that we just talked about. And if the weather is bad out, literally, like, lay down and think about what we just talked about. Just think about it. And if your thoughts are too fast, then open your phone, open the video camera, and start talking these thoughts. Talk them out. Because sometimes we think way faster than we can actually verbalize things. And when we think so much, like, you have a hard time sorting your thoughts. Let's be real. And it's really overwhelming. You feel even more down about yourself. So open up a camera and talk to yourself. Trust me, this is a tried and true method for me. Also, this is your reminder to stay hydrated. Have a sip of water. This is my 4th bottle of water today, and it's not even 12 a.m. yet. Like, water is so important. Another pro tip. Anyways, these what I'm telling you are tried and true ways that have really pulled me out of a rut. And another thing that helps me is journaling. It takes a lot of energy, I think, to just pull out a journal and write in it. So, don't pressure yourself and don't feel bad about it if you have a journal but you just struggle to write in it. I struggle to be consistent too, especially if I haven't done it in a while. But try out journaling. Really open a paper and write your thoughts. If you're scared that anyone's gonna see them, you can write everything out and then rip the papers and put them in the trash. Like, just, you need an outlet to let your thoughts out. Something else you can do is think about, like, what is your trigger? Like, what is currently triggering you? Could it be social media? Do you need a social media break? Let me tell you, when I was in pharmacy school, I decided to delete all of my social media, mainly Instagram. Like, I didn't deactivate my account, I deleted it. I did not want to exist. I did not want to see what was going on. I was not gaining anything from it, and I was getting triggered by it, and I was just getting negative energy from it, period. So I thought the best thing for me at that time is to delete it altogether. And that was one of the best decisions I've made for myself. So does social media, like, bring you positive energy or negative energy? Do you think it's best for you to delete it altogether like I did? Do like a 1-year cleanse and then come back to it? Because for me, initially, it was supposed to be a 1-year cleanse. But guess what? After that year, I did not even want to get it back. So it was like over 3 years that I did not have Instagram. Then I got it back, and then I started posting on social media, like, just, for fun, after I feel like I've stabilized mentally. But I make myself sound like a psycho. But no, like, really, like, if something is not serving you well, it's okay to be gone from it for a minute, then come back after you know it serves you well and you're approaching it in a healthy way. That's all I'm saying. But think about it. Think about, do you need to just unfollow certain people? Do you need to change the influencers, the people that you're following? Or do you need to delete it altogether? I'm asking you these questions. I want you to answer. What do you need to do? Seriously. Also, I want to tell you that, our bodies, nature in general, it loves equilibrium. When there's too much of bad, like, it likes to balance it out, and I like to think about it about our own bodies. They are detoxing all the time. You're doing a workout, you're sweating. You eat some food, insulin is released. You don't eat for a while, glucagon is breaking up and your body's making sugar for itself. It's making energy for itself. So your body's always working to keep a balance, and you should think of your life like that as well. Like our bodies naturally, like literally we are built, if you're in the medical field or you've studied biology, there are negative feedback loops where our bodies are always literally regulating itself so that things are constant, things are equilibrium. That's our happy place. So your life should be the same way too. So, you know, if there are triggers that you're identifying, if there are, you know, things that you think you should get rid of them, and make sure that your environment around you is like is constant, if that makes sense. A big thing, people, if there are people that trigger you, if there are people that are just bad energy for you, if there are people that are like that you don't get good energy from, that you feel like don't serve you well, that are maybe not a good friend, don't be scared to distance yourself or leave them out of your life. That's always an option as well. Also, look at your foods that you're eating. Be more mindful. We're not gonna make this talk about food, but just you will feel better about yourself when you put more intentional thoughts into the foods that you're eating. If you eat like crap, you're telling your mind, you're telling yourself that you don't care about your own body, your temple, and you just feed it whatever. But if you're more mindful, you're like, okay, I need to give myself nutrients. All these dyes in chips, in sweets, in different foods, they're not good for my body. I'm gonna eat a salad today, okay? I'm gonna eat a salad today, or today I'm gonna have some good chicken with some potatoes on the side. I want to feed my body protein. Like if you're more mindful, you'll feel better about yourself and you'll love yourself more. I'm telling you, it all goes back to being intentional. Just be intentional with your life, be intentional with the food that you put in your body, and you'll feel better about yourself. And I just want to emphasize something, like I'm saying all these good thoughts, good ideas about improving your life, whatever, blah, 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 but know that this is not going to happen over time. So please don't be hard on yourself. Don't all of a sudden cut your favorite snack that you eat 3 times a day. Don't all of a sudden cut that out. It's not going to work. Maybe decrease it to twice a day. Maybe switch out, like if you eat a specific food 3 times a day and you want to make a positive change, maybe that 3rd time switch it out with a slightly healthier alternative. And little by little, like you don't be hard on yourself at the same time. Like I want us to live a good life, but at the same time I want us to enjoy our life. I want us to be mindful of the things around us and grow to our potential, but I don't want us to be hard on ourselves. I'm very hard on myself, and I would hate for any of the things I would tell you to translate into you going and being too hard on yourself. Like I want us to give so much love and grace to ourselves, be very forgiving with ourselves. If you have a goal to go to the gym even once a week and you miss it, I'm going to tell you, okay, maybe you can do a home workout. Maybe you can try again next week. Don't feel bad about it. You know, I'm not going to tell you to slack, but I'm going to tell you that it's okay that you missed your goal of going to the gym 1 day a week. Like, I don't know, call it too lenient, but I'm a big believer in just like trying to take it easy, because I just really hate the fact that I'm too hard on myself, and I really don't like to hear it when anyone else is being too hard on themselves, because I think it can be really damaging to your mental health. This brings us to the end of this video. I hope that it was helpful. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that whatever you're going through gets better. I know that you will pull yourself out of this, and I know that there is a brighter and better future for you and me and for all of us. Just believe in yourself, because I believe in you. Trust the process and just keep going. That's all we can do at the end of the day, is keep going. Life is going to keep going whether we like it or not, so might as well we take better steps so we can have a little bit of an advantage and just have a better chance of being our potential selves. I think it really is the little things that count. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe, please, because I feel like my videos are not seen. Like if you subscribe to me and I post a video, I feel like it will not show. So subscribe, put the notifications on so you'll see when the next video is up. And follow me on Instagram, on TikTok for like more updates and more short form content. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Goodbye.